You want a mature, grounded, masculine man in your life that is your man, the man that you've always dreamt of, the man that knows how to love you the way that you want to be loved. These are the 3 things you got to do, ladies. Take the time to heal and work on yourself. I know it. You wanted to skip over it. You hoped I was done. I said it all in the beginning. That's the tough stuff, the hard work, the shit you do swear you have done. But if you are listening to this and you relate to this and you are in this situation, truth be told, you have to be with it. It's just not. You got to work on yourself, and it's okay, because when you do, these things won't show up. I tell you this first, start with yourself first, because this is the self-sabotage. This is shooting you in the foot. This is taking up your time, attention, and energy. And as you're quick to say, I ain't got time for it, I ain't got the energy for it. Well, you keep opening yourself up to it until you do this. Take the time to heal and work on yourself. What does that look like? Ladies, you've got to know your worth. You've got to know what you deserve so that you don't rush in for anyone who gives you attention. Not just anyone, because you deserve more than attention. And no, I'm not calling you easy. I'm not calling you just, anybody who cat calls you. Oh, what's up? Where are we going? Hey, daddy. No, but what I am pointing to is that just because they're giving you the attention, just because they're giving you time, just because they're paying for a meal, not the ones that you're clearly taking advantage of, the ones that clearly don't qualify, but just because he is willing to make his presence be known, put in a bare minimum of effort, that's not enough. This is where you doing this background work, you have something to stand for, so that when he shows up, you can actually identify it. Heard another great message today. Was talking about 2 different women, 2 different situations, and one is pushing men away. I'm gonna let you guess. So first lady spends her time on social media and she's looking at everything that's pointing out red flags, narcissists, controlling individuals, bad men, unloyal men, unfaithful. The other young lady is spending the exact same amount of time. However, her content is tailoring to healthy relationship habits. Her feed, her algorithm, the videos that she invests her time into, is giving her information about healthy relating, healing childhood trauma, understanding her attachment strategy, knowing her love language, knowing what good men habits look like. Mature, grounded, masculine, that MGM standard. When that shows up, what does it look like? What kind of man has that? And say both of these young ladies go out to an event, a singles mixer, if you will. And as they walk into the room, it could be the exact same men. What are the odds that the first young lady, looking at all the problems, is going to run into everything that she studied? She'll be able to disqualify left and right. She'll know every single negative trait right after they open their mouth, whatever their stance is, whatever their eyes give off, whatever energy she feels. But do you think that the second young lady is going to be able to identify a prospective partner that suits her needs and desires? Yes, more than likely. Do you think that she's going to align with the energy of having healthy, positive energy to give out, divine feminine energy, understanding the polarity in the dance, knowing what these men are looking for, knowing how to identify these men, and what are the indicators? What you put out is what you get back. So if you have clearly defined standards, ideals, boundaries, things that you can stand on, then ladies, you're in position to start auditioning. You're in position to disqualify, not based on what you want to avoid. This is my own distinction, miscreation. We're always creating something. Our energy is always attracting. This is what our divine feminine does. The energy attracts, aligns, it's open so that it can receive what we're looking for. Once it aligns, comes straight to us without effort or energy. It's not forceful like masculine. It doesn't have to go for it. It doesn't have to do anything. But when you align your energy, when you get the miscreations out of the way, paying attention to all the bad signs and things you don't want, then you're going to start to attract. Then you can actually have what it is that you want because you've got clear, defined standards, ideals, boundaries. That's what you're auditioning off of. And what's the indicator? How do you know, right? That's what we've been talking about this whole time. That intuition. Because Now that you've given it a baseline, now that you're not just out here haphazard, whoever shoots their shot, whoever gives you a holler, whoever calls this week, no, you've got standards. Whoever makes you feel like you feel when you think about your ideal relationship. Whoever makes you feel like this is a MGM, a mature, grounded, masculine man that leads, that's a man of his word, that does what he says, that is loyal, that is out to build a legacy, looking for partnership, that is in the time, place, energy, alignment, all of those things. And when you have those standards predefined, then you're ready. Then you're attracting it. You know what it feels like. You don't have to get ready. You don't need to test it out like, oh, I feel it. Oh, I feel so good. What did I say? Hell yes. Hell yes. That is the masculine man I want. Hell yes. That is what I need. And when that energy aligns, because you've already said hell yes to your ideals, you've already said hell yes, this is what it looks like. And that resonates, it transfers over. So when it shows up in front of your face, you feel warm and fuzzy. This is different. I can't put my finger on it. I don't know why. Yes, because your feminine intuition is talking to you. It's in alignment. That's exactly what you want. Proceed ahead. You won't have the hesitations. You won't have the reservations. You'll know that that's what you've been looking for. Number 2, ladies, what can you do to know that he's the one for you? Know the difference between attention and interest. Now, this one is kind of going back to that exchange calculation, right? It's got to go deeper than surface. Attention is just on the surface. It is the minimal level of investment. Now, confusing part about that is in this day and age, you can get on an app and get plugged into anyone, anywhere in the world. So yes, they may spend money. They may shoot their shot and give you that bare minimum communication. Maybe they'll fly you out. That's still not investment. That is still surface. Maybe they'll give you dates, time together, makes himself available. Okay. But is he interested, which has depth? See, if you're not just so desperate or needy for the attention, you can identify that you're getting attention, but he's actually showing interest. This is what you're waiting for. This is that next level. So interest, again, it's got depth. Why? Because it's going to be like showing vulnerability. Yes, from the man. He's willing to be vulnerable with you. I'm not talking about soft. I'm not talking about his, feelings, his emotions on his shoulder, heart on his shoulder. No chink in the armor, none of that. But he's willing to be vulnerable about who he is. He's willing to explore and get to know you. That's also another caveat. Does he want to know you? A man who's not invested won't care. A man who's not invested doesn't care about your body count. That's the part that's hard to be with, is that because he cares, it's actually because he's considering a future. That is something, your past is something that holds value for him because he's looking at your future together. So while it may annoy you because it's not a positive reflection, it's not a positive conversation, or maybe there's pressure from how the game works. Hey, don't kill the messenger. I'm just saying, if he is looking at these things in a mature, healthy way, it's actually a good sign. That means he's vested. If he doesn't care, he doesn't care about you. I'm not talking about a one-off situation. I'm talking about masculine in general, men in general. Of course, he'll take the sloppy seconds, thirds, fourths. But if he wants you to be with him forever, if he wants to commit to you, propose to you, if he wants to have children, build a family and life with you, he absolutely wants to be the first and only in line. Now, that is its own gray area. How do you find a balance to that? I'll be honest. And it's valid, whether you like it or not. So you have to understand and weigh. This is why I say something so simple as attention, something so simple as interest. Don't give away the manager's discount just for somebody willing to browse. Does he have interests? Is he willing to invest? That's how you show that you are interested, by actually taking interest. When you invest in something, you've got interest, you've got stake in the game, you've got stocks in how that company performs, that entity going forward. You're vested in it. You are interested. Absolutely. Mature, grounded, masculine man, MGM. He is clear. He is straightforward. What does that mean? His leadership is going to show forward. If he don't care, whatever you say, whatever you want, he's indifferent. You absolutely make no shot of difference for him. That's because he doesn't care. If he's not willing to lead. Now, one thing, if he doesn't have the capacity, another clear reason he's not the man that you want. But if he doesn't show the interest, the desire to take the lead, and you don't have to nag this out of him. Remember, passive, indirect is the way of feminine. So you leave the room for the lead. Do not escalate anything. Don't ask, what are we? Don't ask, what are we doing here? If he's not made it clear, then he don't feel the pressure. He doesn't see your value. He's not interested. And if he's not, an interested man, a man that wants to lock that down, a man that sees your value, he's one in pursuit of, let me know you. I want to get to know you. I'm asking questions. I am interested in who you are. And I want to protect my interest. I want to protect my investment. I want to lock down this time. What's your schedule looking like? Okay, how's next week? All right, I got some travel lined up with this. Trying to this forward. There's leadership. I want pride. It's clear and direct. I'd like to do this again sometime. He's interested. There is depth. There is leadership. With leadership comes clarity and intentionality. And I hope what you hear inside of this, ladies, is not only your qualifications into whether or not he's qualified. There's no pressure on you. You don't have to disqualify him because the opportunity is over there with him and masculine to show up, to step up. If there's no leadership coming to the space, he can come in and lead it. He can show with clarity and intentionality what he wants. And because you're not rushing it, because you're not sold on him, because he's not all the eggs in the basket for you, it's going to be clear to him, well, why not? You got plans. With who? You're not free that night. Why for? Because he's going through the same things on his side, right? You giving him the validation of, I let her know I'm available, she coming right and ready. Same thing. So when you apply a gap there that you're not readily available, whether it's at home with a bottle, painting your nails, hanging out with the dog, watching your favorite movie, hanging with friends, whatever. But if he can't get on your radar, not a challenge, but a chase, yes, it's going to indicate something for him. And all these things are going to align for him if he's the man for you. That MGM, mature, grounded, masculine man is going to step forward to make that known, have clear intentionality, to make sure that it happens, to go for what he wants, to leave it all out on the field. She know what I'm about. She know who I am. I'm gonna give you a secret, ladies. This is my own philosophy. Before I'm gonna be counted out of a dynamic, because see, another secret is that a mature, grounded, masculine man can contain for your emotions. He can hear you tell him his shit. Not nagging, not complaining, telling him how you feel. Because that feminine litmus, I want to know you. What is life? When you give me the feedback that I'm not the big bad that I thought I was, that I'm not the baddest motherfucker in the land, that I'm not showing up like a mature, grounded, masculine leader that I know myself to be, because as a mature, grounded, masculine man, my word is important. What I say I do, I do. And when you tell me that that's not showing up, when you tell me I'm all smoke and mirrors, when you tell me I'm giving pipe dreams, my mature, grounded, masculine essence, that's a challenge. That is a challenge, challenging me, my character, myself. Who do I say I am, and how am I going to let this end? At the buzzer, I'm going to leave it all out on the field. I'm going to give my best, because I'm not going to have something I want in life. Do you hear this leadership? Do you hear this mature, grounded, masculine energy? I'm not going to have something I want in life kept from me on behalf of me not giving it all. I'm on behalf of me not showing up, on behalf of me not being ready. I'm going to show willingness. I'm going to show and prove. I'm going to step up. I'm going to do whatever it takes. And even if that gives me the push that I need to go back in the workshop and work on myself, that's the type of energy and situation, ladies. And I hope you can hear it for yourself. The hell yes. That's what's attractive. That is the polarity. These are all just natural elements. I'm not giving you any voodoo, any shortcuts. I'm just telling you like it is. So the last part, ladies, third thing you've got to do, to know that this is the man for you, to know that this is the man that you can cast your vote with, that you can build a legacy with, that you can create a family with, make memories and enjoy life with. He's worth it. Hold firm to your standards with realistic expectations. I've said it throughout this conversation, you are going to have to find a balance between spreading yourself thin and having all your eggs in one basket. This is for your sake. I'm not talking about the intimacy, sexual engagement, anything else. But when I say that, understand that mentally, if you take it that I've got this guy, I've got this attention, I really like him, things are good going forward, and you don't entertain anything else, you don't hold space for him to show up. You're just waiting on him to lead it, waiting on him to take it away. That's the reason things have gotten stale. That's the reason you're not impressed. You've got the ick. You're not feeling it anymore. You would rather be with the bottle. You would rather be painting your nails. It may not be one thing he said. It may not be one thing that happened. It may not be one thing that he did. But you're feminine. Your intuition is always answering, what is life? And so if you hold to your standards with realistic expectations, until someone is showing you MGM, mature, grounded, masculine energy, saying, I want this, I'm clear, I'm direct, there's intention, there's clarity, there's leadership, until that shows up, you hold firm. Date, see what else is out there. You're still on the market. You're still casually dating. There's nothing committed here. And until that shows up, there's no reason for you to be any further vested. So hold firm, find the balance, because mentally, if you're getting serious, this is where I say you have to find the space to navigate. Because by that mental process, you're behaving, giving your intimacy, you're behaving, multiplying, giving your attention, giving him full open access to you because he's the guy you're dating. That I'm aware. I know the realism of it. That's how that body count can climb. Because every guy, every 3 months, every 6 months, you're dating for something serious. You're dating for marriage. You're dating for family. It's all fair game. There's nothing wrong with you. And if you're not navigating properly, maybe it isn't the time to be opening yourself up so much. Maybe you're too invested into this one at a time happening. Now, when I say spreading yourself thin, just like I said before, if you're just playing the game fully, oh, one's taking care of my bills, one's taking me down, one's giving me some meals, one's flying me out here and there, well, then you're so spread, where can you get any investment? Where can you actually vet for the right things? Because your time and attention is going to be tied up into that. So again, ladies, I'm not giving you the simple solution. I'm giving you the steps that you have to look at for yourself. What is that gray area to navigate? If this is your season to have fun and enjoy yourself, have fun and enjoy yourself. If you want that back end, remember, begin with the end in mind. Have your ideals and standards. If you just got a bunch of boy toys orbiting you, then yeah, a real man can't see you because from miles away, you're surrounded. You're unavailable. Your time's tied up and you are wasting it, thinking you may be taking advantage of the system. Maybe you think you're enjoying yourself, but if it's not for what you actually want, what are you investing in? So be honest with yourself about what your feminine energy is saying. Is this fun or is this your future? Is this what you want? Or is this maybe what you wanted in that moment? You're going to have to decipher for yourself. But if you be honest and listen, your feminine energy is always talking, always giving you exactly what you need to know, exactly what you need to hear. You just have to hold firm, take a breath. And the important part to this, why I slow it down, why I say to hold firm, is because divine feminine, ladies, I'm completely aware you're run by the emotions. Not that you don't have the choice, not that you don't have the same divine masculine. What I'm saying is that if you are here, if you are looking to be a feminine woman, you are strongly driven by your emotions. And the emotions of that potential love, the emotions of how good it feels in alignment. And yes, the passion, the fun, the love, the infatuation, those all feel good. Are those the deeper things of how you want to be loved? So those are the things that you have to be honest, take a time, take a breath, and listen to within your divine feminine intuition. And you can do all that when you love yourself enough to be alone rather than allocate your bandwidth, your energy, and your resources to the men who aren't measuring up. So ladies, with that is three things to do. Take your time and heal. Work on yourself first. Know the difference between attention and interest. Which is he giving you? And then hold firm to your standards and have some realistic expectations. If you do those three things, ladies, I promise you, you will very quickly identify the MGM status. That's my own coined phrase. Mature, grounded, masculine men showing up in your life with clarity, direction, leadership, intentionality. And that's how you'll know if he's the one for you. Ask yourself that question. What is life behind this man? And if it's not lining up for the life that you want, you've got your answer. What you do with your time and energy, where you cast your vote, the rest is up to you.